The Israeli Lahatut, or the MD-500 TOW, is obviously a version of the American Little Bird, but it's a little bit different from what we see on the American AH-6, and that is was intended and designed to be a gunship and not a special operations transport helicopter. Israel designed the MD-500 when they ordered it to be a cheaper option of the gunship, cheaper than what their Cobras were. And honestly, I would say they did a decent job and succeeded. For this aircraft in War Thunder, it sits at a BR of 9.0 and carries a lot of really fascinating weaponry. This includes TOW 2 and TOW 1 air anti-tank guided missiles. Now, these missiles are very good at actually taking out tanks, but it does leave this helicopter vulnerable because they are slower than what other missiles are, and they are, the towed optical wire. So they do have the wire. That is a big giveaway when there's a giant wire in the sky. So the helicopter is somewhat vulnerable to small arms fire, especially if you have to get um, closer to actually find your target. And this helicopter is also vulnerable against aircraft because you are not outfitted with any sort of offensive weaponry, any sort of guns, or air to air missiles. My opinion is that this helicopter is actually a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite helicopters now, to be completely honest. And I think it is very much worth the grind to pick up to play as a close gunship in War Thunder, especially at 9.0. You have four great missiles and a great flight model. As far as I'm concerned, this thing plays pretty much identical to the American one, minus, you're at a lower BR, and so you don't have to deal with some of the better AA that the AH-6 does have to deal with. Really, my takes for this helicopter were it is more vulnerable to aircraft than I'd like it to be, and it is more vulnerable to small arms fire. But other than that, it's a very nimble, nifty attack helicopter, and you do get the four tow missiles, which is a benefit for any helicopter at this BR. I do think I do think if you are trying to play this up any higher, you might start to get into issues. There's better options for sure. Israel ordered the helicopter and then designed it to be a much cheaper gunship than what they had for the Cobra. Like I said, so really using this alongside the Cobras in the Israeli tech tree might be your best bet, especially once you get to the 10.0 BRs where you want to maybe a 9.7 Cobra. There are better options for sure than the MD-500. The MD-500 is great for its BR, do not get me wrong. I'm just saying, once you get up a little higher, you might want to start looking at switching it out for a Cobra, simply because the Cobra is going to carry more ordnance and have slightly better avionics. Overall, though, my thoughts on this helicopter is it's very much fun. It is worth playing for a 9.0 lineup, and it's definitely one of those things that people don't really ever talk about because not a lot of people know that Israel actually has the AH-6, and especially one that was designed solely around being a gunship and not a troop transport helicopter for special operations like the American Little Bird. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. If you guys are not already subscribed, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.